Welcome back to Sacred Whisper. I am so excited to bring this episode to you because we have been diving like way out into the quantum field, up into the 5D plus frequencies, and having the most epic fun doing it. And something that I have noticed as I've been sharing even more of Quantum Illumination Reiki is the questions that have come in that I haven't even realized that I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, let's have a conversation around this. This is so epic. So you can go back and listen to episode 5. This was right when I launched my podcast. So then it was called The Untamed Healer. I just want to give you a permission. PS, if something is no longer in alignment, you can shift, grow, and evolve at any time. Like I had a previous podcast called Rise Within Conversations, and I had paused it for a while. I left it for a little over a year, and then people were still listening to it, but I just felt like it was such an old version of me that it didn't feel in alignment to keep anymore. And so I decided to release it, and I just closed it down for no other reason than because I deeply felt it was time. And I knew that one day I would have another podcast, and then that's where Untamed Healer was birthed. And I can't remember, probably in the last 6 months or so ago, I shifted to Sacred Whisper because I'm like, oh, yes, this is the vibe. And so anyway, I digress. Go listen to episode 5 if you're like, am I listening to Sacred Whisper podcast? Yes. You'll hear the intro of Untamed Healer, same energy, same vibe, same me, just with the initial information about Quantum Illumination Reiki. Now, when I first put that podcast episode out, this was the way that I launched it out into the world, the official name of the newest, most powerful style of Reiki to date. And we had just submitted the trademark shortly before that, and I had not created my certification program yet. I had the layout of what all 3 levels were going to look like, what keys were going and where, how it was that I was going to teach it, but the timing wasn't great. I was in a season of getting ready to move across the country. I'm trying to remember the timeline, so hold with me. I was getting ready to move across the country. My husband is active duty Air Force, as you probably know by now, and he got orders, surprise orders. Actually, we thought we were going to retire out of South Dakota. Surprise, plot twist, universe brought us to South Texas, and so that's where we are now. And yeah, so we launched the name. I thought I was going to launch a certification program that next year, and it didn't happen because the timing wasn't great. And I really had to trust my intuition, trust the timing of it all. And it became a game of patience and trust. And sometimes, so often we talk about here that healing doesn't have to take a lot of time. It's such a misconception that healing has to take weeks, months, years. And that's how it has been. And I know that's been true for me. However, the collective consciousness is awakening. The frequency of the planet is raising. That means we have access to higher frequencies, different modalities. You're going to see them being birthed all over the place. I'm pretty sure it's here on my podcast. I did an interview with an amazing woman named Susie, who is a powerful Akashic Records reader. And she and I did not have a conversation around this exact topic until she and I actually were talking on our live together. And she had this exact same thing that she was picking up as well, where it was like, we are in a time where the world is demanding higher and higher frequencies. We're going to be seeing higher frequency modalities, but more modalities being birthed out into the world. And that's just the evolution of it, right? And so if you haven't listened to that episode, go find it. It is amazing. And what I really wanted to bring to you today was some updated information about Quantum Illumination Reiki. And not necessarily updated, but rather, let's revisit this conversation because we've been having so many conversations behind the scenes with powerful healers all over the world. We also have been having students inside of our certification program since March. So That's March, April, May, June. So at this point, we're 5 months in. We have 12 healers that have been attuned to level 1. They are now in level 2. We have healers coming in frequently, and we love this. And we already, like, even in level 1, there were women that are like, I'm ready for level 3. We are not even attuned to level 1. Let me get signed up. So what a vibe. And seeing their transformations has been absolutely an honor. I'm like, I don't even know how to put this into words, but it's an honor. It's truly a gift. And I feel like we are literally creating a ripple effect. I talk about this all the time. It's the butterfly effect of healing. The concept of a butterfly effect, or the concept of the butterfly effect is a butterfly flaps its wings, and a single flap can cause a tsunami on the other side of the planet. And your healing is that butterfly effect. Your decision to step into your power, to come home to your soul essence, to heal, to tap into higher frequencies is creating that ripple effect, the butterfly effect. So I want to dive into what makes Quantum Illumination Reiki different. I want to dive into also some FAQ that I've been getting asked that is absolutely amazing. And I feel like this is going to be so useful. If you've been thinking about Quantum Illumination Reiki, then this will be so epic. Or if you're just like, actually, I want to learn even more about it, this is going to be great. And definitely go listen to episode 5 as well. And if you're not following me on Instagram, come hang out with me on Instagram and also TikTok. Like, I talk about QIR often on there. There's tons of information to binge. Join our group Quantum Illumination Reiki session that's coming up. I'll leave the link in the show notes for you. And grab like the quantum experience. Like, there's all kinds of information for you. And then just reach out, ask me the questions. My door is always open. So something that I've been getting asked a lot, and specifically around what makes Quantum Illumination Reiki different, is when I talk about what makes it different than traditional styles, that's how I dive into it. Because I'm not in the business of like throwing anything under the bus. I want to be able to share with you the information in a way that's in alignment with my morals, ethics, and values. I want to keep this clean energy and just really in alignment with my mission and our mission, right? And so one thing I have been getting asked a lot is, how does it differ from other styles? And specifically, I've been getting asked recently of Holy Fire, of Usui, etc. And I am trained in a couple different traditional styles as well. And I love this question. And that's exactly why I created the dose of Quantum Illumination Reiki, because sometimes I can absolutely explain to you the difference, and I'm going to, but sometimes it's felt. Sometimes it's an experience that you get to actually feel, and you're like, oh, okay, I get it now. And so I'll leave that in the show notes too. I just got all the things for you today, but I'm going to share with you the actual difference as well. And this was something that I asked my students too, where it was like, what are you noticing is different? Like, let's talk about it. Because we get this beautiful opportunity to be able to learn and expand and grow and there's so many beautiful modalities available now. And it's also fun to look at, what am I noticing is different? And so I love to bring that specific question to my students as well. And it's really fun to hear their responses. And when it comes to like traditional styles of Reiki, as well as Quantum Illumination Reiki, one of the things that was brought up, and I'm just going to share this with you because somebody asked this recently, is with one of my students. She said that she's trained at the master level in Holy Fire, and she said this is so different. And I'm actually reading the screenshot from her. She said, with QIR, there's a sense of co-creation with the universe that's empowering. It feels like working with the quantum field, it's not just healing, it's awakening. And that nails it. And also, it's an ascension. Quantum Illumination Reiki is not just created for or channeled for an awakening, but an ascension. And that's what we're doing. We are tapping into higher frequencies, and I'll dive into that in just a second, than traditional styles have tapped into. And so this is an ascension work. Another one of my students said, it's so different in all the ways. I'm certified in level 2 Usui, and it just never flowed. QIR is a game changer. It comes in like second nature. Like as I'm typing, my hands are tingling, it flows, and I don't feel drained after. I heal with it. Also, not having to draw specific symbols or have specific rules is so much better. And then another one of the students said, totally agree about the symbols and the keys, they resonate more. And then another student said the overall feel of it and the way it feels more natural than most. Maybe it's just the way you teach it that makes it feel so much easier to integrate. And I teach through fun, flow, play, and ease. And so, and I just wanted to share that with you from their perspective. And you can also go listen to, I have some interviews that I've done with several of our students inside that they've shared their experience on Quantum Illumination Reiki. And it's so much fun to put a mic in other people's hands to be able to hear your stories, your gifts, your abilities, what you're noticing, how things are shifting. And so those are really fun to listen to. So you can definitely go check those out. Okay. So let's talk about what makes Quantum Illumination Reiki different. And then I'm going to cover the FAQs, which is like things like, how did I find Quantum Illumination? Who is the creator? What's the lineage? But also, what's the star lineage? How does this tap into spiritual gifts to pull down from the higher dimensions into the 3D? Do I have to start with level 1 if I'm already trained in a traditional style of Reiki? And what does a session look like with QIR versus what I'm doing now? So we've got some things to tap into. Know that that's coming. But I want to talk about first what makes Quantum Illumination Reiki different. And this is, when I say this is versus like the traditional styles of Reiki that have been available until this point, right? And we know that there's oh my gosh, there's so many beautiful and powerful styles of Reiki that are available today. There's so many amazing modalities that are available to date. And most of them are gentle, they're divine, they're restorative. And what we know to be true is that for at minimum 125 years since Usui was put out into the world, but if we're honest, we know that it's been around for hella longer than that, right? With traditional styles of Reiki or energy work in general, right? But what we also know to be true is as the frequency of the planet raises, as the consciousness of the planet awakens, it requires higher and higher frequencies. I've said this before and I'll say it again. What got us here won't get us there. What got us to where we are right now in humanity won't get us to the next evolution of where we are going. So Quantum Illumination Reiki is the new frequency the Earth is moving into. And so when it comes to Quantum Illumination Reiki, let me just vibe on the difference between traditional styles and Quantum Illumination Reiki, as well as I'll dive into a little bit deeper on each topic. So with traditional styles of Reiki, we see that it vibrates between 3.5D to 4.5D frequency max. It heals at the physical, conscious, and energy levels. We are the vessel. We are the channel. Let me say that differently. We are the vessel and we are channeling the beautiful life force energy. And it flows through us into our hands to our clients. We also typically, this isn't true for all styles, and I'm not an expert in all styles, PS. I'll just share with you basic overall, right? So with traditional styles, most of the time the keys are drawn and there's a distance symbol involved. And then we're also working within the 7 main chakra system. Okay. So with Quantum Illumination Reiki, we are healing at 5D plus frequencies. We're healing at, yes, the physical, conscious, and energetic levels, but we're also healing at a subconscious, cellular, and a DNA level. Now, we know that it's healing at a subconscious level because when we are doing client sessions with traditional styles of Reiki, we have to coach them through it. And I love to coach. That is one of the things that I offer. I do it in group containers and one-to-one. Like, absolutely love coaching. And also, when we're doing Quantum Illumination Reiki, it puts them back into their power. It gives them the reins. So instead of coaching them to put something to support them and getting into that awareness to see the cycles and patterns that are coming up for them or how things have not been serving them so they can take steps forward and move forward in alignment, with Quantum Illumination Reiki, They're having the awarenesses, and this happens real time. I remember a couple of weeks ago, I did a client session, and she started talking, and then she was like, "Oh, wait, is it okay if I talk?" And I was like, "Yeah, absolutely. Like, let's have you verbalize anything that's coming up for you." And internally, I smiled because I know that she was having some subconscious shifts and they were coming forward in real time. And the things that came through were powerful past life realizations, lineage, generational realizations, and deep awarenesses of the things that had been coming up for her, but she couldn't pinpoint it. And they were coming forward to her in real time. And that is exactly what happens. So we're also not the channel. We're working within the knowingness that everything is energy. Energy is everything. We're all one. It's all connected. So we're grabbing the energy within the quantum field and knowing that life force energy is in everything and everyone. It's all around us. So we can grab the energy from within the quantum field and be able to just apply it to our clients with the specific keys and frequencies within Quantum Illumination Reiki. And then there are no distance symbols. If time and space is an illusion, why are we using a distance symbol? Can I just pause for dramatic effect? Seriously, if time and space is an illusion, why are we using a distance symbol? That doesn't make sense. That was something that never fully landed with me. I'm like, why? If I can look at somebody's picture, I can think about them, and I can send them healing. P.S., my hands are literally vibrating right now. But if I can literally send them healing, or I can talk to them and I'm talking to them through the phone, or I can look at them on Zoom and I can send them healing, why do I need to use a distance symbol if they're not sitting right in front of me? That doesn't make sense. That's a very 3D concept, and that's assuming that there's a door between you and someone else that's not sitting in front of you, and there's not. So no more distance symbols. And then we're working beyond the 7 main chakras. We're going into the 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th chakras. And I do touch on these chakras as well as we get into them. We start getting into them in the higher, the later parts of level 2 and level 3. So the 8th chakra, just to vibe on this in a quick format, I guess. So when you tap into the 8th chakra, this is where you collapse timelines. You see beyond linear time. You're able to access advanced visions, dream recall, spiritual downloads, and it literally makes it feel like your old sessions were warm up. Your 9th chakra is where you don't just channel energy, you unlock lifetimes of healing codes. You're tapping into soul codes at this point. The karmic blueprint that positions you as a master level practitioner. And then the 11th chakra, no one else is talking about this. This is such a game changer, and this is how you untangle karmic cycles. You alchemize shadows into power. This is how my students are transcending themselves and their clients through frequencies that rewires their energetic fields at a quantum level. So they obviously go so much more deep than that. And P.S., if you want that information and you want me to do an episode on that, just shoot me a DM and let me know, because that could actually be really fun to dive into. But this isn't textbook Reiki anymore. What we're doing is sacred leadership. This is a channeled healing system, a channeled healing modality for healers like you who know, you didn't come here to just offer this light touch energy work. You know that you're here, your soul is here to be able to make an impact in a way that is at such a deep level that your clients are transformed quickly, but also through frequencies that the world hasn't seen yet. And I love this for you. And it's I remember this point for myself, and I hear this from my clients all the time too, or my students inside of our certification program. I remember this turning point for me where it was man, It feels like we're doing the healing work together and we are making some progress. Absolutely. Like the transformations my clients were having were amazing. And also, I'm like, why does this keep showing up in different ways? Why are these patterns and cycles not cutting the ways in which we are? And it's because we're healing. When you're healing within the 3D to 4D frequencies, like we're not tapping into the higher frequencies that are required for this level of work. The work that it is that you know that you're here, the karmic cycles and patterns, the past life healing, the soul level healing, the generational healing, the deep inner child healing that goes back generations and lifetimes. Like this isn't light touch Reiki. So when it comes to the difference between quantum illumination and traditional styles, in a nutshell, that's what it is. So let's talk about the 5D frequency and quantum level healing. So with quantum illumination Reiki, we're working within the energy of the quantum field and at 5D plus frequencies. So we're accessing the energy beneath the thought, beneath your emotions and time. Every single key and frequency within quantum illumination Reiki heals at a subconscious level. They all heal at a cellular and DNA level as well. And there is a specific key that's in level 3 that heals at a subconscious level specifically. But what we're doing, even with all of the keys, is we're taking the unconscious and we're flipping it conscious. We're taking the subconscious, flipping it to your conscious awareness. And I'll talk about this in just a second. And we're giving our clients their power back. So coming back to the 5D plus frequency and quantum level healing, you're not just channeling energy. You're working with the field that creates reality itself. So it's moving through time, space, and cellular and DNA levels. We're not just balancing energy like we do in traditional styles of Reiki. We're literally reprogramming subconscious patterns. We're healing and clearing and releasing karmic cycles and ancestral imprints across timelines. Okay. Again, we're moving beyond the 7 chakras. So typically, traditional styles of Reiki are focusing on the traditional chakra system, the 7 main chakras. But with quantum illumination Reiki, like I just explained, expands in the 8th through the 11th chakra. I know I didn't dive into the 10th chakra. That and quantum illumination Reiki. So there are different chakra systems and they all do something a little bit different. With quantum illumination Reiki, the 10th chakra is more tied to like the earth energy, the grounding frequency. So that's what that one does. And again, that's just a light way to put it, but we're pulling out the stuck, stagnant energy. We're grounding you into Mother Earth so she can transmute the energy back to love. It's balancing. It's as above, so below type frequencies. And so these 8th through 11th chakras are energy centers that connect us to our soul mission, the divine remembrance, multidimensional and light body ascension. And what this does is it really supports you in coming home to your soul remembrance, also creating quick transformations or rapid evolutions rather, but in a way that creates more depth and they're quick and lasting. And it's soothing to the nervous system. You're going to notice some shifts and changes, but it's very soothing to your nervous system. The next thing is, and what makes quantum illumination Reiki different, is soul-led practitioner empowerment. So this isn't about channeling energy. It's about embodying your frequency as a healer. So the way that I teach, again, is through fun, flow, play, and ease. That means that it's fun to learn. We do it through flow. We integrate through play, and we do it with ease. The way in which I teach is so that you are getting to know the healing frequencies. You're becoming like friends, so to speak, with the healing frequencies. And you're healing yourself throughout the program to be able to empower you to embody your essence. You're coming home to you. You're releasing the low frequencies and you're vibrating in higher frequencies naturally. So our practitioners are trained to co-create with the quantum field. We're integrating those frequencies. And you're also receiving this real-time guidance for this beautiful custom healing and tapping deeper into your own soul codes and abilities. Not spiritual gifts. Spiritual gifts are amazing. We love them. They're fun. I'm talking about soul codes, unique to you and your essence. And this isn't about like hey, come learn Reiki level 1 on a Saturday in 4 hours. This is let me teach you how to tap into the energy of the quantum field and 5D plus frequencies in a fully supported environment that encourages growth into and coming home to your soul essence. Like, this isn't your work wasn't designed, and your transformations weren't designed to be able to just be like a one and done. So I wouldn't dare teach you a one and done type of program and just leave you high and dry. You're going to be fully supported from start to finish the entire way. Okay, cellular and DNA healing. Quantum Illumination Reiki works at a cellular and a DNA level, not just your energetic body. So it's designed to upgrade your system and your client system through releasing the low frequencies and replacing them with higher frequencies, not just resetting it. We're not resetting frequencies, we're clearing out low frequencies. When you do this, you naturally vibrate higher. Your clients will naturally vibrate higher. Efficiency and timeline healing. So I talked about this before, but we are targeting subconscious mind, your karmic contracts, past life traumas, generational wounding in real time. And I've seen this work like back to back to back. It works across all timelines and dimensions, clearing the origin, not just the symptom. We want to get to the root of the issues and pull it out once and for all. I mean, if you grab a weed and you just pull off the top of it, it's going to keep growing. But if you pull it at the root, now you're getting rid of it. You're giving you're giving life back to your lawn. But in healing, this is like getting to the root and giving your power back to your client, giving life back to your client. And then evolution. So this goes beyond healing. It's healing frequencies of evolution and embodiment. This type of Reiki is activating the divine blueprint within you and within your clients, no matter if they are healers or not. Like, even if your clientele base is not like the healer community, it's still helping them remember who they are. It's still helping them come home to them. It's still giving them their life back, soothing their nervous system, feeling happier, healthier, more aligned, better relationships, sleeping better, like all of those things that your clients desire in a way that is quick and it's lasting and soothing to the nervous system. It helps them raise into their highest frequency timeline. And as you and your clients are ready, the frequencies will continually increase as you are ready or your client is ready. What questions do you have about that? Yeah, come into my DMs. Let me know. I'm so excited to hear from you. Let's dive into a couple of the questions that people have been asking as well. Starting with the first one is, how did I find Quantum Illumination Reiki? Was I attuned to the style, and is this how I was able to attune others? So with Quantum Illumination Reiki, I am the channel, the creator, and the original founder of the style of Reiki. I started channeling it in June of 2021 after an Akashic Records reading literally just opened the floodgates for me. I could not stop it. And I tell this story, I believe in episode 5 and maybe in episode 6, somewhere along that line, on the origin story of Quantum Illumination Reiki. But so when I started channeling Quantum Illumination Reiki, at first I was like, me? Am I here to get this out into the world? And then the keys started coming in with the frequencies. And then at some point, probably about I want to say a year and a half or so into channeling it. We had a turning point in our company, and my spirit team was like, we're only going to start doing healing sessions with Quantum Illumination Reiki only. And at that turning point moment, also the rest of the keys came in, the rest of the frequencies, and all the rest of the details started following in. And then 9 months later, the name Quantum Illumination Reiki came in. Up until that point, I was calling it intuitive quantum healing, but the name came in. I was like, cool, let's trademark it. We also copyrighted the manual officially. So we love that. So yeah, inside of our certification program, you also get like that manual if you're someone that likes the paper, but you don't get it off the bat. You get it at attunement. So as far as like being attuned to this style of Reiki, this is part of my soul codes. And so I do attune others to Quantum Illumination Reiki, and those who are in level 3 and qualify to be a teacher, they will be able to teach it as well. And they'll be able to attune others too. So the creator, that would be me. What is the lineage? So there's two ways to look at this. It's what is the lineage, and then what is a star lineage Quantum Illumination Reiki is channeled from. So as it pertains to lineage when it comes to Reiki, what this means is the original creator and founder of that style of Reiki, like the person that originally channeled it. So as it pertains to Quantum Illumination Reiki, the lineage starts with myself, and that's where it will remain. And so there will be other teachers of Quantum Illumination Reiki, and also as the lineage pertains, it starts with myself. But with the star lineage of QIR and where it's channeled from, it is Palladian and Arcturian. So that is what the star lineage is. Okay, the next question. This one is so fun. Does this tap into spiritual gifts to pull down from the higher dimensions to the 3D? Yes. But this isn't about your spiritual gifts. This is about soul codes. So, of course, like your clairs, whatever ones that you have activated, they're going to amplify. Whatever ones you haven't activated, they're going to activate. You're going to be able to create more space for clarity on your own abilities and how it is that you're meant to get them out into the world. But at an even deeper point, this is also activating your unique soul codes. These are abilities that are unique to you and the ways that you are here to do them, that no one else does. And so, yeah, this does tap into not just your spiritual gifts from higher dimensions, but your own unique soul codes. Okay. Do I have to start with level 1 if I'm already trained in a traditional style of Reiki? I love this question. And my answer for you is yes. So I know that with traditional styles of Reiki, how it can work, not typically, but how it can work is if you are attuned to one specific style and you go to a similar style, if you've already been trained in level 1, like you can jump to level 2. And with Quantum Illumination Reiki, everyone starts with level 1. So we have trained masters in specific styles of Reiki that have been offering sessions and teaching for years. We have people who have never learned any style of Reiki or energy work before, and anyone in between when it comes to Quantum Illumination Reiki, which is so amazing. I love this so much. And so with Quantum Illumination Reiki, because of the ways in which it is not just taught, but the ways in which we are providing sessions and we're facilitating healing for people, this means we do need to start with the base. And that is starting with how to tap into the energy and the frequency of the quantum field in a way that's through ease. Again, fun, flow, play, and ease. We're tapping into these frequencies. And then you're learning each of the keys, which in level 1 is the foundation. So level 1, you learn how to tap into the frequency of the quantum field and the energy of the quantum field. We also tap into the first 4 keys, which provide a amazing foundation. And then I also have extra trainings in there as well as part of the level 1, which is how to do distance healing sessions, because with traditional styles of Reiki, typically they're using the distance symbol and it looks a little bit different, right? So I teach how to do that, how to do in-person sessions, and what a session looks like from start to finish. There's also a couple of meditations to take you into the quantum field and also to raise your frequency, like it's a whole vibe. And then also we talked about, I think I talked about this, but quantum business codes, which helps you step into the embodiment of your own essence. And it's a little bit of the strategy side, but it's more from a quantum perspective and an embodiment perspective. So that's also a bonus on level 1, which is insanity. But anyway, I digress. So yes, you start with level 1, and then from there you can go level 2. Everyone that has come into our certification program has done level 1 and 2. And many of them have already upgraded to level 3. And we haven't even, like at this point, we're only a few keys into level 1 or sorry, level 2. But even a few keys into level 1, people were like, and I'm ready for level 3. So yeah, if you are already trained in a traditional style of Reiki, you do have to start with level 1 because this is not traditional Reiki. And what we're doing is tapping into higher frequencies, higher realms, and within the energy of the quantum field. And then what does a session look like with QIR versus what you're doing now? So everyone's a little bit different with how they facilitate their sessions, right? And so for me, what this looks like is it's very soul-led. It's very intuitive. But I want to talk about this not from how we're doing it, which I teach how to do that in the certification program, but what it looks like as far as a transformation goes. And that is immediate shifts for your clients. And even for yourself, as you're going through the certification program, you heal yourself too. It's very calm. Like some people will do like different hand movements. That's not how I teach it. How you see me do my reels on social media is how I do my healing sessions. And I always tell my clients if they're on Zoom, some people prefer just distance only. That's fine. Some are like, nope, I want to be on Zoom. Amazing. I'm always like, I'm boring to watch, but you're welcome to watch me. And so it's very, like for me, it's very calm energy, but it's potent. The transformations are immediate. You see them happen real time and they are lasting. So this can be anywhere from like, for example, a 30-minute session or a 60-minute session. I start with having them fill out a form even before the session so that I have an idea of what it is that they desire from this session, what it is that they had been struggling with, where it is that they want shifted, and what that looks like for them. And also just like get to know them more. And then from there, during the session, I let them lay down or sit up, whatever feels really good for them. If it's distance, I'm like, you can live your life. Like whatever you're doing, the healing's going to make it to you, period, at the end. Like you're going to experience it. And then after the session, it's okay, now the power's in your hands. Like we've had all of these amazing shifts, transformations, aha moments. And now the power is in your hands. What I will also say that surprises everyone is that there is downloads that happen during the sessions. And as part of the requirements for our attunements, I have all of our students do 3 mini Quantum Illumination Reiki sessions in exchange for a testimonial. So this can be like 15 to 20-minute sessions, right? But I want everyone to be able to experience what it's like providing a session for someone and what that looks like. And that way they know what to expect or have an idea of what to expect. And also now you have social proof. When you are attuned level 1, you can start offering sessions and now bam, now they have some social proof, right? But during your sessions, I always tell clients, I see, hear, feel, and experience. So when you connect to their energy, you'll likely be able to feel what they're feeling. You'll likely have downloads, things like maybe songs will come through or specific words or phrases. Maybe you'll see colors or images for them. And all of that is meant for you to share. So when we connect to their energy, it's really simple. And then all of the downloads will start to come through as you connect with the frequencies and their own energy and their spirit team. So this was so much fun to do. I was like dying to do an updated episode for Quantum Illumination Reiki and what makes QIR different. So let me know, come into the DMs. How did this land? What questions do you have? And if you're like, actually, I'm ready to rock, I want to get into our the certification program, just DM me Quantum. And yeah, let's have a conversation about the certification program, the specifics, what this can look like for you. And we'll get you set up and ready to go. Sending you so much love, and I will talk to you in the next episode.